Hi and welcome for this impromptu live stream. We were supposed to start a series with Gary from Ardwolf Stellaire and Mark Herman on Pacific War this weekend, but we'll have to postpone it to the 9th of October. I'm super excited about this series. That would be a crossover between the two channels. And if you don't want to miss it, I strongly suggest that you follow me on Twitter or subscribe to this YouTube channel to make sure that you're going to be made aware when we're going to start that series. Anyway, instead, I thought that we could do something light and fun. So I invited a couple of guests from the Homo Ludens Club de Jeu to play a scenario of Men of Iron, which is our game of the months. So the Club de Jeu is our game club. Each month we vote for a game, we learn it, play it together, and discuss its paternity of history together. And then we debrief this experience about the game by recording a sort of a collective review for our monthly podcast. So you should also definitely check this out if you are interested. If you're watching this after the stream, I would have added some time codes in the description so you can navigate through the video, I would say, because we're not going to go straight into the game. I think what we'll do, it's going to be a pretty loose format, but we'll talk a bit with the guest first, have a clear overview of the rule, and then start playing. And I would add some time codes for the rules teach and everything so you can more easily find what you want to find within the live stream. And tonight I'm happy to have those two guests, which are Pierre and Stuart. Hi, Pierre. Hi, Stuart. Thanks for being here for this live stream that was not really planned, but both of you were available tonight. So we thought, well, yeah, let's go for it. So that's really cool. And good evening, everyone. So we already have Alan, Jay, and Fiona. Thanks for being here. And actually, I would be curious because there are quite a few people already watching the stream. I was wondering if you can tell me in the chat who already has some experience with the Men of Iron series, just to get a bit of a sense of who has already played the game and how comfortable we are with the rules before we start. That could be fun to know. So let us know in the comments. So Men of Iron. Maybe we'll start with you, Pierre, because you will be the facilitator for today. And the reason for that is that you know the game really well. And I was wondering, since when are you playing Men of Iron?
So I've been playing Men of Iron. Well, I played Men of Iron like 5 or 6 years ago with like the original box at university. But I really sort of got my teeth into Men of Iron with the tri-pack that came out a few years ago, I think 2019. So since then, I've played almost every battle in it. I think the only ones that I haven't played are the very big ones in Infidel. But I really enjoy it. It's the game that I can really come back to. And whilst it's not the simplest of games, I think it's quite a nice introductory game for people who want to get into this sort of wargaming of this period and this like hex encounter, pretty traditional looking war game. So that's why I really like it. I think it's just a really nice slick system and it's fun to play. And once you know how to play it, it's quite quick to play.
Yeah. And that's maybe something that we can discuss in the debrief after the Battle of Poitiers, which is supposed to be quite short. So maybe we'll have some time afterwards, especially if one of Stuart or I will mess up. So I think that maybe we'll have time for some debrief to talk about the system overall. And I was wondering, so you played it a lot, but I also, if I understand well, you're also playtesting some of the upcoming volumes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Volume 5 that's going to come out, which is sort of based on, I think, Simon Says, which was the system back in the 90s, before it became Men of Iron. And it's more sort of, it's branded as like the Norman battles, but it's all the way from sort of Battle of Civitate in Italy with the Normans against the Pope, which is quite a fun battle. It's quite small as well, quite a nice introductory one. All the way through, obviously, Hastings, Stamford Bridge, but to the Battle of Lewes. So it's a really big range in there. And it's really interesting to see what the system is doing differently, how the emphasis is put on different troops. So whilst the rules are really familiar and I could just dive in without really any sort of headache, it does play very differently. And I love the system. I love how that's changing sort of with the different volumes that come out.
And I can feel that, and that's also one of the reasons I was curious about playing this battle, because the only experience I had was with you, Pierre, around playing a game of Infidel, where the cavalry in there was like tanks in World War II, like they just go through, and then you've got exploitation, and it's like it's blitzkrieg, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty brutal, but and it feels like this game is probably going to be significantly different. So I think it's interesting to see already a core system portraying medieval warfare in different ways. And now I was curious about you, Stuart. So Stuart, I've seen that you started playing Men of Iron a while ago, and you have a really interesting blog about history and war games, and you've already had like quite a series of articles. So I was wondering, for someone who's so passionate about medieval history, like you, more than passionate, it's your job. I'm wondering, what do you find in that system that you find so appealing?
I think it's like I like looking at how people interpret specific moments in history, and I like the 100 Years' War particularly, but I also like the Crusades. So it really felt, those two, particularly Infidel and Men of Iron, fell into areas that I'm interested in. I like seeing how they're represented in a game, and particularly like how this hobby represents them to people who would maybe only engage with these battles through playing them in a game like this, rather than like my normal background of people who read books about it. So I'm very curious to see that, and also to kind of see how historiography works its way into games, particularly something like Men of Iron that's, you know, on the slide. The first one is anyway on like the older side, and particularly Richard Berg being a designer with a legacy that goes pretty far back. It was curious to see kind of how that matched with historiography, if it was going to be really old or if it'd be surprisingly up to date, or just kind of where it fell in that is always really interesting. And I like, you know, playing games, so that was kind of a fun way to do it. It wasn't just purely scholarly, but it was like an interesting way to kind of engage with that, and to start really working my way into writing about games. I thought this was a good entry point, because I picked up the Tri-Pack earlier this year, and it was kind of the mainstay of my blog, and that's something I've written quite a lot about. And I think it makes a nice kind of piece to just pick a battle, play it, and then write about how I like the battle and what I think it tells us about how we view this period of history. And so it's kind of bite-sized. It's not like trying to look at a grand strategic game and say, like, what is this telling me about the whole of this, you know, century of conflict? It's like, what does this tell me about this day and this history and what we think about it?
And actually makes me think about one discussion that we had on the side, and I think that's something that I've always wanted to do for other topics, but I never really managed to find the time and think about the format. And that's something that we could probably do using Men of Iron and other games, is take a specific battle, talk about the history, the historiography of it, and then see how different system portrays it. And I think it could be that first step into that direction of something that I would like to explore, of taking a specific event and do some ludographic comparison over different systems. So we could do this, and if people watching are interested in such kind of format, let us know by commenting either in the chat, or if you're watching this just in the regular old school comment section on YouTube. But I think that's good. So we get a bit of a sense for why you both like the game. So that's great. And before we actually start playing the Battle of Poitiers here, I was wondering if maybe, Stuart, you could give a bit of historical context on the battle before we start looking into this.
Yeah. So this is the 100 Years' War. So before the battle, so the King of France, Philip VI, had 3 sons and died. And then Philip IV, each of those sons then in turn died without male heir. And that left a bit of a succession issue, where his daughter was married to the King of England, and their son is King Edward III. And then his cousin from the Valois line ends up taking the throne as King Philip VI, because at the time, his daughter Isabella and her lover had deposed King Edward II, and Edward III was ruling in a minority, so he didn't really have any position to object. And also there's a bit of dodginess around whether they would accept succession through a female line. So basically the 100 Years' War starts about 10 years after that, when Edward III decides that he wants to be King of France. There's a bit of a dispute here where the degree to which he genuinely wanted that, or to which it was a bargaining chip with which to regain lands in France that had been lost. The English had controlled back as far as, you know, Richard I and Eleanor of Aquitaine's lands. So we have Crécy before this. First, we have a bunch of battles that don't really go anywhere, and some campaigns that are ruinously expensive. And there's Crécy in 1346, where the English win a very decisive victory. They take the city of Calais, and things are looking up for them. And then the next year, the Black Death hits, and Europe's population is devastated, and the war kind of takes a bit of a pause for a while. So now we're in 1356. The war is resumed. The Black Prince, who's Edward of Woodstock, the eldest son of Edward III, has led a devastating chevauchée, which is a sort of raid through French territory, coming in through Gascony, which is an English holding, and into Aquitaine, and then through kind of south of France. And then he is on his way back from that. He is trapped by King Jean II of France and his sons and various retainers in a much larger army and forced to fight. After several days of negotiation where they try and not have a fight, particularly the church is very keen to them to not have a fight, it's decided that there will be a battle, and the two sides fight, and John II is eventually defeated and captured. The battle itself is kind of a waves of Frenchmen smashing into the English lines. It tends to be portrayed and imagined as this amazing English victory, but it's actually quite a tense fight. The line is very precarious at times, and it's very easily could have gone the other way. It's less kind of one-sided than something like Crécy or Agincourt is. And in the end, it's a disastrous defeat for the French, the capturing of their king and one of his sons, although not the Crown Prince, Charles, who will later be Charles V. And we see after that the Jacquerie Rising happens and the chaos after this. And then in 1360, the Treaty of Bretigny, which is a very one-sided treaty against the French that kind of looks like it'll end the 100 Years' War, but then doesn't, because then it keeps going for another, 70 years, whatever.
And I would say for people who are interested in this topic, we had as the game of the mounts for Le Club de Jeu a few months back, Warriors of God. And for this, we actually had a collective review, and you can find the podcast, but I also uploaded an audio version of it on YouTube. So if you want to check this out and have maybe a bit more context on the 100 Years' War and hearing us talking about a game about 100 years old as a whole, that's also something to potentially explore. Good, but yeah, interesting. So another dramatic loss for the French. And for that reason, I took the British, and the reason for that is that I'm always thinking it's always going to be a positive outcome for me if I play the British, because if I lose in the game, it means that the French have won, and that makes me happy. And if I win in the game, I'm happy because I won the game. So it's just a win-win for me. So that's my view. So you'll be playing
so meanwhile, I have to play the French, so I'm probably going to lose. And if I lose, then I lose and the English win, and that's like the worst outcome.
Yes, that's what I hoped, to make you sad, whatever the outcome. And I'm pretty happy with the concept. So in a way, I already won the game. The meta game, like the game of just me against Stuart.
Showing up first because it's your stream, classic.
Good. But I think that now we can probably. So I brought the game on stream right now for the people who are watching and don't know how we're playing a physical game online. Well, the reason is we're using a software called Vassal. Vassal is an open source software, and some publishers are really good at publishing modules for Vassal so you can play their games. Obviously, a reminder, you should have the physical copy of the game, or one of the person that you're playing with should have a physical copy of the game to play the game. It's not mandatory, but it's just nice for small publishers that are pretty independent. So if this, I would say, if the game is still in retail, that's nice to do. And I would come out and be very transparent with the fact that I only have Infidel, so me playing this is borderline gray area because it's not in that box. But both of you have the tri-pack, so I feel like it's okay. It's just more of a geographical hindrance more than anything. So I'm not cheating, really, just partly cheating.
I'm hearing your win is illegitimate already.
Fair enough. So maybe Pierre, before we jump in, do you want to give us a broad overview of how the system works and what we're going to achieve, both Stuart and I, during this battle? And I'm going to provide a higher overview of the battlefield so people see what's up.
That's perfect. Yeah. So you're both trying to make the other team rout. Essentially, you're trying to reach the flight points, which is what the system calls, of each enemy. Both sides have a different flight point limit. So usually, I think the British have a smaller one in this one than the French, because I think the French are more likely to die. I'll triple check that by the end. The main sort of crux of the system is that each turn, the sort of flow of the game is that each person picks a battle to activate. A battle is the sort of coloured strip along the bottom of a specific counter. You want to activate each battle, and then you can activate, and that means you can move and fight with each troop within that battle. So if you can sort of maybe zoom in onto a unit to show the coloured strip underneath.
Yeah.
I can maybe show what each thing of the unit means. So there's four key bits of information.
I'm gonna zoom in more aggressively. Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. So there's 4 key bits of information on a unit. There's the big number in the top right. That's their defense rating. It's what you add on when you throw a dice to try and get a higher number. The middle word, LB, DM, that sort of thing. That's the type of unit, longbowmen, dismounted man-at-arms, that sort of thing. And the bottom right is the movement. The strip is the battle it belongs to. So as you can see, Thomas of Warwick has the sort of light blue battle, whereas William of Salisbury on the right has the dark blue battle. So you get free activation at the start of your turn, where you can activate a battle, and then you try and continue, and we'll get to that, I think, once we finish a turn. The turn goes a movement and fire phase, and then a shock phase, and then a rallying phase, and then a continuation phase. That's the broad strokes. But I think we can probably start playing, and then we can figure out. A final thing, seizure counters exist. Stuart, I don't think you've played with seizure counters before.
I've read the rules for them once.
That's fantastic. So the French army get 3 seizure counters, and the English army get 4 seizure counters.
So I have my 4 seizure counters on the side here. So I draw them before the battle starts out of a random pool, but I'm going to just show a seizure counter. And that's because the turn structure is pretty loose. So you go from one activation to another. Yeah. And an opponent can actually try to seize the initiative by playing one of those seizure counters. And this is the example of one of them. So you have one, and this one is called Into the Breach, and each seizure counter are going to do different things.
Yeah, and I think finally, could you hover over a general or a commander?
Yep.
And I can just explain a bit what we're seeing there. So similar to the other units, the bottom right number is its movement allowance. The black number in the middle is the 5 there. Yeah, take an English one. So on William of Salisbury, the number 4 there in the middle is its command range. So you have to, the units in its battle need to be within its command range, so within that amount of hexes to be able to fight. They can move if they're out of it, but they have to be able to be within it to be able to fight. And the top right is the effectiveness. That's what you roll when we roll for continuation. And I think we'll go to that in depth once we hit the first continuation phase. In this specific battle, there are a couple of quirks and rules. Fred, you have a commander in the bottom right there called Jean III. He can command any troop, but only the troop he's attached to. He was important in the battle. I'm sure Stuart knows more about him than I, but he was, I think, a Breton captain. Am I right? I'm not sure if
I think he's
a Gascon.
Castel de Poitiers. He's Gascon.
Yeah. He's Gascon. Yeah, and he can do his own thing, going around, and he saved the day somehow. Those wagons next to him, you want to protect. Basically, you get more points if you destroy the wagon as a French.
And I guess that's the output of the chevauché. So that's the thing that they stole across France and trying to bring back to Gascony, I guess, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think so. And you need to be next to it, I think, to take the wagon, and there needs to be no English troops next to the wagon. As the French, you have to activate Saarbrücken's John II's sort of light blue front line first, and you can see the 2 at the front. I think the book calls them the Forlorn Hope, Clermont and Audrehem, and they have to charge in the rules. That's the first thing they have to do at the start of the battle, is charge the front line. Once you've crossed the hedge side, the hedge doesn't exist anymore. So little things like that. But
and there was a comment in the chat by Fiona talking about French love for hedges in Battleground, and there is not too many, like not as much as if you were playing a game in Normandy, I guess, but you still have a few hedges in Poitiers, and those ones can be, I guess, important. And we also have March.
Yeah, and the key things to sort of look out for with the English is that the terrain matters. Yeah, the marsh is on your left flank, and the trench on your right flank. I believe Edward, the Prince of Wales, or the Black Prince, dug. And there's a village and obviously the hedges. So you've got a really good defensive position there, but whether you can sort of withstand the constant onslaught of all of those men-at-arms, who are, for all intents and purposes, knights from Infidel, that's not quite as good. Okay. I think that's it for the teach just now. We can go, obviously, in a lot more depth later, but
Yeah, we'll explain step by step when we do stuff. So I think that would be the best way to look at it. Great. And if you have questions in the chat, of course, tell us, and Pierre would be happy to answer all of your Men of Iron questions. So it's a bit like the hotline for the game. So great. So who starts? That's my first question. Oh, and just maybe to answer your question about the flight, it's very different. So the French, they're aiming for 35 flight points. No. It's 35 points for the English and 45 for the French.
Okay, 30 and 40. Okay, so that's great. And you gain flight points by either making enemy troops rout or killing them. Each sort of like mounted man-at-arms is worth more points than, say, a longbowman.
That's the thing I wish was most on the player aids is
absolutely.
What's the value of the troops. I look that up in the rulebook all the time.
Yeah, because that's the core of the system. We're trying to aim those. It's more or less a Euro game. We're just trying to optimize generating points.
There are die rolls, so it's
a point salad. Yeah, good.
Great.
Oh,
so the French go first.
All right.
The French go first, and Saarbrücken has to be the first.
Oh, okay, so you have to activate that white light blue formation first.
There is a final little quirk that I don't think we should play with, but it's with Orléans battle. He's more likely to run away, but I think that
he's hot garbage with that rule.
Yeah. I think Stuart, that'll make you just lose instantly. So
what you do in that, what I did with that rule is that your second activation is you activate him and you just like march him to the left. Like, get out of the way. You're worthless.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm never going back to you again because the rule doesn't trigger if you never activate him again.
Exactly. Yeah. Genius.
We have a question from Alan asking if the game solos well, and I guess that Stuart, you can answer this question because you've played the game only solo. I think it's your first.
I've only played it solo. This is my first, and Fred is being very mean to me. Let's let the record reflect that. No, it's really good solo. I think, particularly Men of Iron, the core, the first one, because a lot of the battles actually kind of better solo because you have this very defensive English position, and then the other side attacking them, or like not always English. So you have Courtrai, where it's the Flemish, and then Falkirk, the Scots are very stationary. So it works very well, I think, to have a kind of puzzle through it on your own. I think I haven't played Blood and Roses at all yet, but Infidel I think is a little bit better, but still fine solo, but probably better multiplayer. But some of the battles in Men of Iron are kind of like, it'd be a bit boring to play them against someone else. I think.
No, I agree, and I think Blood and Roses is really good solo, just very big. The battles are very, very big. So whether that's sort of a consideration or not.
I mean, it does have St. Albans, which is very small, which is kind of nice to get you started. That's something I think Infidel's kind of lacking, is a nice, really small one.
Yeah.
Men of Iron has, because they include in the tri-pack, they include Agincourt, which is a nice 1 hour.
Really good. Good starter.
Okay, now to remember, I do normal movement and then I can do charge movement with the mounted men at arms.
That's right. Yeah.
And
so you have to declare the charge, and that's when they go.
So obviously, these two guys who have to charge are going to charge, and I'm not going to move them other than that because they get a penalty.
Absolutely.
And then
you have to move them. You have to move them at least once because charge is 2 hexes minimum.
Oh, is it 2? I thought it was 3.
2.
Okay.
2 max. I'll look that up now whilst you move your other troops. Get the first rule wrong.
Pierre, bordel.
C'est comme ça.
Let's see how often I spend time charging. Okay, we'll go
1 or 2 hexes. 2. 1 or 2 hexes between the unit.
So just as a reminder, so the movement allowance of each unit is the number on the bottom right.
That's right.
And we have terrain charts.
Oh, yeah. What's the terrain charts for these?
So the terrain charts
is 1. Yeah.
So terrain is really super unimportant in Infidel, but in this one it's actually probably interesting because the march, I think, if you walk through them, that's going to be 3 movement points. So that might be important for you to remember.
And the town is pretty. The village is 3 for the horses.
And the hedge adds 1 as well.
Yeah. Sorry, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we said it was 2, yeah. So 2 for charges.
That's right. Yeah. So you need to move once.
Oh, these guys are so useless. Why did you stop slightly out of charge range?
They really are. Because you get a -1 DRM if you.
Yeah, I sure do. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's fine.
Should be fine. Okay. And they're going to charge. Do I have to declare where they're going to charge to, or I just do
You do your movement and then you declare.
Yeah, do all of your movements, then declare, and then you decide where they charge.
That's right.
They're gonna. So you are a mounted men at arms under here.
I mean, it shows how, like, I think I love soloing the game as well. I've played most of the battles with an opponent, but a lot of them I've played again just solo. And you can see, like, the whole phase, you kind of just move all your units forwards, and that's that, you know. So.
Yeah.
So the key here is that he doesn't want to get his Saarbrücken out of command of his people on his flank. So that's the incentive of moving up as one rather than splitting out too much.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, and I was happy to see that in that one, the longbow have a range of 3. I was expecting because everything is range of 2 for projectiles in Infidel, and when I was like, when I saw 3, I was like, yes, that's nice.
Actually,
that's gonna be nice.
And march is 2 for foot, so 1, 2,
3, 4,
3, 4,
and 5.
I could go 5. Do I want to go 5? Yeah. 5 is fine. 5 is
not too.
I don't want to get shot at by crossbows or by.
Yeah, you're not in range yet.
1, 2, 3.
And we have Blocoliti joining us. Hi, thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining us, Michael. Oh, you were already here.
So Fred, you remember that you can do a reaction fire.
Yeah.
To a charging unit.
To a charging unit, but I have to wait for him to declare his charges first.
Yeah, but I mean, you could fire them because they've moved within your frontal hexes and they're 3 away.
Okay.
But
I would get a penalty if they charge on me afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't get a penalty. No.
Oh, okay. But then, yeah, I would definitely.
Longbows are bullshit.
So just for because normally if you do reaction fire, you always have this trade-off that you have to think about. Do I do a reaction fire, but then I can get charged at, and I would get a penalty when I get charged at. And that's always the thing, is like, is it worth it to do the reaction fire?
Yeah,
depending.
The mounted men at arms aren't as good as the knights.
Yes, they're not as good as knights.
Yeah, and so in that specific scenario, it does make sense. And the thing is that I do have 2 longbowmen that are in range of the 2.
Whether you want to do it now before they charge, I don't know. You decide.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do before they charge, because I want to take the opportunity to see them potentially being disordered before they charge. But I would. Oh, you're done with your movement?
That's everybody, yeah. So then it's just charging.
Okay, I'm going to wait to see what charges you declare before I do my reaction fire.
No, it's just these 2 losers.
Okay, but then I'm firing. Then I'm going to do reaction fire. So he's going to fire at him, and he's going to fire at him.
So those are 3 hexes away.
Yeah, so I'm going to have a penalty of -1, I think, if I remember well, for firing at a distance of 3.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Which is really cool. So what do I need to hit? When do I need to roll to score a hit? I know I have a. So yeah, because normally a 5 or 6, a 5 would be a disorder and 6 would be a hit, right?
Yeah, 5 would disorder, but so you're at -1, so you need a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll this against this first. Mm-hmm. So let's go. I'm gonna bring up a bit of the screen here so we can see the results.
Like how we opened with a bit of the CRT I've memorized, and then we can just go on from there.
And we play with D10s.
Yes, 0 is a 0. No,
and 0 is a 0.
Which is always disappointing to me.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I rolled a 5, so I guess at 5 nothing happens.
Nothing happens, yeah.
That is a fail, and now it's this one throwing against this one, and that's an 8. So 8 minus 1 is 7.
So he is unhorsed.
Whoops. That's not sorry.
So he's unhorsed. So he right clicks and clicks unhorse on his thing. This is different to Infidel. You have you can willingly dismount, or you can have your horses shot from underneath you, which means they are disordered and no horse. so they're weaker and slower. So that's great. So you have to declare your charges and shocks now.
Yeah. So he can't charge because
You
he's not
can't.
on a horse.
Yep, but the other guy can.
Yeah. So the other guy will charge. He's going to charge into here. Boop.
Fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
And I think you can add a like if you right click on it, you can indicate that he's doing the charge.
Yeah.
Like
Or just
there
press
we
C.
yeah, perfect.
Very fancy. No rooting around in my trays for this. Okay, so I have to charge into attack both of them.
You do, giving you a -1.
Giving me -1.
You've moved already. You've moved already, so that's another -1.
Yeah, -2. It just adds up. Let's do the longbow one first so that I can feel better about this.
That's a good idea.
So you have -2 to your roll? Yeah.
Yeah, -2. I have -1 for moving while charging and then -1 because I'm outnumbered. I have to shock into more than I'm...
And then you have a penalty for the edge.
And then a hedge, yeah.
-1 penalty, I believe. Give me a second.
Hedge.
-2.
Amount to charge -2.
So that's -4, but the longbow is actually giving you a +1 because longbows are not that good.
No, so the longbow, the counter is giving him +1.
Yeah.
But the mounted man-at-arms versus a longbow gives him another +3.
Okay, so that's all in all, that's going back to 0.
Yep.
Zero for the roll into the longbowman.
So 0 modifier for the roll and
7.
On the charge table, which is slightly better.
It's very much better.
So you're on a normal
Disordered and retreat 1 hex.
You have to advance after combat, but the other combat gets resolved as well.
Yeah, I can't advance if I'm in melee with the other.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I have to make him retreat as well, which is much less likely to happen.
Yep. So that's a very good start.
Yeah, we start with the good one. So now I'm at, what we say, I was at -4. Am I down to -3? Is the -1 for being outnumbered count? It's simultaneous, right?
It's simultaneous. So
yeah. So -4, and then I'm -1 because he's a dismounted man-at-arms and I'm mounted, and then he's -2. So I think I'm -7.
Nice.
So this will go well.
Good luck.
This is a winner. A -1.
Oh.
So you're 6 -7, so that's -1. What happens to you? Attacker disorder. So it's not too bad.
Well.
So I would say it's pretty bad. I mean, maybe about as much as I could have expected. Where's the disordered?
So you can change the status. I just did it for you.
Yeah.
But you, as a consequence of the charge, you empty the next. So you have to. I think come in.
I would have to, but I'm in melee with someone else, so I can't advance.
Yes.
Okay.
He is. Yeah. He's.
I would love to advance. I would absolutely go into there and ruin that hedge.
Yeah.
If I cross the hedges, it ruins them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that would be a perfect place to.
Because these guys are absolutely here to just die. Okay, so now I get a continuation roll.
Okay, so this continue. Yeah, go ahead.
So no, I just have a small issue with. So yeah, I keep losing the window of the stream. So yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
So continuation.
So what you're saying is I can move the pieces.
Yes, yeah, you can cheat. Yeah.
Which person do you want to use your continuation roll on? So I can.
I think I want the Dauphin.
So the Dauphin, if you look at his top right, there's the top right number in red. It's 3.
Maybe just to explain, so you finished the activation of this first group, so the light blue. So now you're done with it, and now you have the opportunity to activate another
to continue his turn.
And this is where you'll roll to see on the leader table, like on the leadership level, if you're going to succeed or not.
Right.
But so I do have the opportunity before that to seize the initiative, right?
That's correct, with your siege counters, if you want. Yeah.
And I will not. I'm very happy with the French just moving in, coming in the range of my longbow man.
Wonderful. So you want to roll, I believe, 3 or below?
Yeah, he's 3.
Yes, 3.
My first one.
3. There we go. So he manages to activate. So that goes again to the top of the sequence. So again, movement and fire, shock, rally, continuation.
Yeah, I cleaned up the moves.
And this continues until it would have gone to Fred's turn if he rolled a 4 or above.
Yeah.
And it would have, or obviously if Fred did a seizure.
Yeah.
Counter.
Well, he has to roll for the seizure, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
which is not always worth it. Okay,
Yes.
so these guys are going to do a really exciting move everyone forward 4. It's going to be thrilling. Are you ready?
So yeah.
Insane.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Look at these plays.
Nice. That's a very subtle move.
Yeah, it's a seasoned Menavine player here.
Yeah, we can see the experience. Really, it's.
And then I'm going to skip a guy. I'm going to go.
What?
Is that why I don't put him in the wrong place?
Genius.
Yeah, and your range is 5, but you should be fine. Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to activate the Saarbrücken's battle again.
Yeah.
So you can't just activate the same one again and again. But you can activate the same 2, one after the other. That's a bit of a quirk of the system.
Yeah.
Great. No firing, I suppose. And no rally.
Nothing much nearby. So now I get to try again.
So continuation, you get my +1 to this roll. So it's a bit harder. So who are you going to go for?
I mean, I could try and get Philip to move forward, but
I'd say we're not playing with Orleans' rule. Cause,
yeah. And then he's just bad at activating, which is
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
of a penalty, really. Jean II's not really any good at all. So yeah, I'll try and activate him. So I need a 0 or a 1.
Yep.
So close.
So close.
Nice. Okay, so you're
I would have
done.
done it, except that there's the +1.
Exactly.
Is there a way to clear all my like movement paths? Or does that
Yeah, I'm
happen?
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it after each of yours. Yeah, I'm gonna clean it up.
Yeah.
So you're done. So you lost your
Yeah, I
attempt at
lost my-
activation. And what I would do is I will activate William
Nice. Yeah.
and
And you will advance, right,
1, 2,
out of your
3.
defensive position.
Yes, I'm gonna countercharge. So that's
Excellent. Love it.
that's what I'm going for.
You get
I'm
to
going
change
for
the
I'm going
vertexes.
for the countercharge.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to do a lot of moves with that activation. I'm just going to move here, and that's going to be my only move. And then what I'm going to do is I fire first before attacking.
You do? Yeah.
Then I think... So the only one that is in range to hit anything is this guy?
No. So this guy's frontal hexes has no one within 3 hexes from him.
Oh, yeah, because I have the Arc of Fire, right?
Yeah. That's
so
right.
I will have to
You'd have
change
to
his
turn it.
orientation to...
Yeah. He has to change his vertex, which is maybe not something you want to do.
No, I definitely don't. I don't want to do that.
The guy to the left of William of Salisbury.
Yeah, but I don't want to activate him because if I don't activate him,
exactly.
he's gonna have his disorder status removed, which is exactly what I want, and that's why I activated him. That sucks.
I was in Salisbury this morning, actually. It's quite fun.
Okay, so I guess that's it for my moves, and now I'm thinking about the odds.
Boring.
If I'm attacking with him,
you have to attack with him.
Yeah, I would have to attack with him. Would I get the benefit from having him next to me? No. That's shit.
Because it's only William's battle who can. So yeah, everyone has to attack someone in front of them if able to. You can't just decide not to attack. So that's why that second charge roll was just so devastating for Stuart, because he had to attack both.
But then I'm gonna do that attack. So I'm a dismounted man on arm. So I'm looking at the matrix. So for those of you who are wondering, maybe can you show the matrix, Pierre, on your camera? And I'm gonna.
Wait, is that?
Yeah. So what you can see is that there is a matrix, and you see with who you're attacking against who you're attacking, and then it gives us a modifier for each of the matchup of the different unit types. So when we're talking about the combat matrix, this is what we're talking about. So here in this case, I am attacking with a dismounted man at arm against mounted man at arm, and they are the same quality, so there is 0 modifier. So I'll have the modifier of -1 from the counter. Do I also get the modifier from the edge?
You are attacking. Wait, give me a second.
But I guess I am because.
So yeah, you're still attacking over the hedge. It's -2 for foot as well.
So that gives me a -1 from the counter and a -2 from the edge. So that's a -3 overall, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's roll. That's 8 -3. That's 5, and 5 is for melee and not charge. So I'm going to look at the output of shock combat, and that's no
Retired,
result.
I'm disordered.
So we look at
So he's disordered. So
On the disordered side, I'm retired.
you're retired. Yeah.
5.
Perfect.
Perfect. So that's a man at arms, a mounted man at arms who's been killed. Give me a second.
So he's not killed. He's retired.
Oh, he's retired. Sorry. So that is 1 flight point then.
So again, I'm gonna score 1 flight point, and I'm gonna show the flight point here. So I'm gonna increase French flight points by 1.
Correct.
And I need to bring them up to 45. So I'm a long way there.
Yeah.
And when you're retired, you go to the flag of your adjacent to the flag of your.
That's correct.
Of your.
Yeah. If you had eliminated him, that would have been 3 flight points, for example.
Yeah.
And to make him not retired, Stuart would have to activate the standard that he's next to, and he won't be able to move the rest of his battle. So.
Yeah. Or do any continuity. It sucks.
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks. All right. Great. So, do you want to do your continuation then, Fred?
First, I'm going to remove the status from that guy.
So rally phase.
Yeah. So rally phase, he's going back to not being
because he didn't move, fire, or shock, and he wasn't adjacent to any enemies. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask a historical question here before I make my decision about what I'm going to do. What the fuck did Edward of Wales do during the battle? Just to check, what should I be doing with that reserve that I have in the back?
That sounds like asking for advice.
No, I just want to know what historically happened. That's just for.
He reinforced because when the lines clashed, the lines would waver, and he had to come forward and reinforce.
So it's probably best for me to wait here and see what happens.
No, it's best for you to go out around the ditch and do an encircling flanking attack.
So that's what I was originally thinking. I was thinking that Jean III, like he has this mounted man at arm that looks really powerful. Like I look at him, he has this really powerful engaging silhouette. And I'm thinking what I should do is take him and those 3 carriages, move across and try a pincer attack here. That was my whole strategy.
Yeah, you should Wagenberg.
Yeah, and I think it makes a lot of sense. But
Fred,
yeah.
look at the mounted holobars on your compact matrix. They cannot shock or charge.
So mounted halbardier, how shitty are they?
They're pretty poor.
They cannot attack.
They dismount and they have crossbows.
Oh, they have to dismount to actually attack?
Yeah.
Oh god, they are so bad. They're only good against people who don't have any weapon. Okay, so that makes that strategy even more powerful. Because you would not expect that. You would say that's madness. It's impossible. He wouldn't do something that's stupid. But I guess so. Do I have to activate something, or can I just pass?
He captured John II, so you know.
Oh, so maybe he'll do something in the end.
Yeah.
Can I just pass then?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Because the thing that I'm thinking is that I would like to shoot at that person, but I am.
You sure you don't want to try and maybe reposition the Prince of Wales? I don't know. You decide. As in, are you happy where all of his troops are?
They're all in range.
Or maybe you want Jean to go to another person, to another mounted man at arms.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can move Jean on his own, and he controls whoever he's on top of. So that sounds weird.
So I could try to yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could slightly move them on the right. So I'm going to do that. So I need to roll a 4 or less, right?
Yep, that's right.
And that's it. Okay.
Great. Good play. All right, Stuart.
Okay. Oof. So I think we just advance boringly from behind.
I'm going to clean up this. So who are you activating first?
That's what I'm deciding. Philippe, why are you such bad continuation? Okay, we're going to do the Duke of Orleans.
Yeah, but activating Philippe now is you don't have to activate him. So that's a good time to actually activate him because you don't have to do a roll as your first activation.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's real pro play here.
Whoa.
Oh, and does the hill in the middle actually have?
I believe it does.
Yeah. Yes, I think you're not going to be able to move that fast.
Oh God.
So you have an elevation, so it's going to be +1. +1 to your movement because you
undo that guy. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just go around the hill. So it's +1 for each hill space.
Yeah, but this guy then is...
Or is it just +1 to go up the hill?
Yeah, this one has actually... did one movement too many.
He went around the hill.
He went
yeah, if you do around there, that also works.
Just to get on top of the hill, then it's clear on top of the hill.
Okay. So 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you're fine.
4.
You're fine.
2, 3, 4. Very exciting.
Whoa.
Great TV.
Yeah, quality content right here.
1,
2, 3.
2, 3, 4.
4.
Really mixing it up with that last one.
Nice. I didn't expect that. That was kind of a plot twist. So this is done. You've done that activation. So who are you going to continue it with?
Oh, who am I going to continue it with, Fred? That's always the question.
Charge.
Charging is awful. Sean II, you're so far away. We're going to try and activate the king and bring him forward as well. We did not succeed in activating the king.
Okay.
Good. So it's back to me, and I have nothing to do. I don't want to do anything. But I guess I'm gonna...
You sure you don't want to do anything? Because that would essentially just let him...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Position.
That's the thing I'm a bit worried about. I think I'm going to move Edward of Wales, and I'm going to move him slightly to the right.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I don't like is that I want to be able to activate everyone. So I'm going to take him, and everyone is going to slightly move to the right. Just to be ready in case something happens. And I don't have to do anything with the carriages here. They're just here.
It's probably best for you to move them out of the way.
Because I'm thinking there. So this one was in range, but this one wasn't. Like 1, 2,
he just
3,
can't
4.
attack if he's in range. You can still move him.
Okay, yeah. So I can actually move them behind me.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him here. And they can move 3. So
that is Jean that you've just moved.
3
of the whites.
Oh, I don't, and I'm not allowed to move him.
He is controlling the Holobar.
Okay. So it's just he's useless.
So you want to get him onto something else that you actually want to use him with. For example, a mounted man at arms or something.
Yeah. Okay, and that's going to be my follow-up active. Oh, and I can move the mounted man at arm actually, right?
Yeah, you can move him to be next to Jean if you want.
I'm going to move him here to be alone, and then I'm going to do my continuation by activate him Jean 3.
Okay.
So I need to roll 3 or lower, and I don't. Nope. So that's it.
Okay.
So someone might point out at some point that there is technically a timer that you can use to make me not take forever.
Yes.
It is like 18 times. It's one of the mechanics that I kind of understand but don't like very much in Men of Iron.
I've never used it.
I don't really use it, no, because it's like
in
theory.
It's only if you pass as well.
Yeah, so if he passed, he could move the timer forward 1 on me.
Yeah.
But it starts at 18, so he would have to pass 18 times for it to come into effect, which is really me taking my sweet time.
Yeah.
I kind of I get what it's about. Like, you don't really want people to, not play the game, but it is a bit like, I feel like there's some.
Oh yeah, because there is this time thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if I take too long and you don't do anything for 18 turns, then.
But when do we take
the game?
How do we count the turns then?
If you every time you pass.
Oh, but I need to pass for this to move. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Stuart, what do you want to do?
I think your major enemy for now is the hill. I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, I have to get Jean II over that hill. That's gonna be. I don't think he can even do it in one. He'll stop short.
He will.
Because that would be 5 to get on the hill.
I think ignore him. Just charge.
Yeah.
He's got no one. As soon as you can make a gap in his line, he's crumbled. You're fine.
Yeah, he'll be rumbled. It'll be great. I have to use these crossbowmen at some point, but longbows. Okay, we're gonna do Saarbrücken again, and we're gonna keep encircling like jerks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can't go up the hill. So, sorry, he'll stop over there.
Everyone asks you to fight the hill.
We're advancing on the hill and
Yep.
securing a strong position against the hill. And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
So he's moved into your frontal hexes. You can return fire. You can reactionary fire, Fred.
But wait a minute. So do I have to stop him when he comes into range?
You can choose whenever he's gone into one of your frontal hexes. He's
So I
done
could
it.
have done it here and here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Actually, here, and here.
You
Because he
could.
can shoot him here, he can shoot him here, and he can shoot him here. So does that mean that I get to shoot 3 times at him?
Yes.
Now, from memory,
Yes.
you only get 1 shot around, right?
I think you only get 1 shot around.
Okay, so I think those guys will probably have other chances. So I'm going to shoot with him. So for the last one, we're in range. So it was 3. So you had -1.
Yeah.
So that's 4 -1, 3. I don't check the table because I'm pretty sure that's nothing.
Yep.
Unless
No
you, yeah.
No effect. No effect.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. How do you move everyone else? You're just going to leave those
1,
crossbows
2,
there?
3, 4. I'm in reaction fire if you want to take it.
And this one, I'm going to take it with him.
You can't. He's not within his.
Is he not in my front? I thought I was in his front.
Oh, yes.
When he was
there.
here. Yeah.
I went this way. Sorry. Which
Yep.
one was the highlight? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so no.
Lane.
So you weren't in range.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Then I
cannot-
come in here. Do I do my shots at the end of my movements?
At the end of your movement, yeah.
So he's going to try.
But you need to change your orientation.
Yeah. So he will rotate. See if I remember which way clockwise and counterclockwise.
Yep,
that's
So
right.
he will
Yeah.
shoot there.
Yep.
Crossbows being disappointing. He will not have anything good as the hedge. No effect on missile fire for the hedge.
Yeah.
So I'm just a straight roll.
Yeah,
I'm
straight
0
roll.
at 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oof.
4. No effect.
Boo.
Ooh. Okay. Good stuff.
Oh, and we have Sam here. Hey, Sam. Thanks for joining. Just a word of advice, because Sam is just getting into board games. So I think that this type of X encounter is probably not the most exciting types of a system that we have in the hobby. So just to manage your expectations.
Rude. Very rude of you, Fred.
But we love it. But it's just that, yeah, don't expect something as fun and maybe with player interaction like you have in Maria or something like this. This is math.
La-di-da.
With
Playing
dice.
Maria. Some of us just have to play these games on our own, Fred. Okay, having 2
I don't know.
friends.
I don't know
Look at
why you
you.
did that. I cannot understand someone playing a hex encounter alone. To be fair, some people don't understand playing hex encounter. So
I don't understand finding someone to play Hex Encounter with you. I gotta move these crossbowmen. I hate being shot at by longbowmen. Why do you do this to me?
It's the worst.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whatever. You want to shoot at me?
actually, yeah, I'm gonna shoot at you. So I'm gonna have -1. I'm gonna roll. That's gonna be 6, and 6 might be something.
6 will disorder me.
6 disorders you, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Ugh.
You can't return fire as a crossbowman because crossbowmen are awful.
Yeah.
So,
It's very rude.
Yeah.
So and then I have 1 less movement now because
Yeah.
So we'll go there.
so that longbowman has fired though. So
Yeah. There's
So I only have 1 left that is available to fire for now. That's gonna be him.
there's no mark fire. That's sad.
There
Okay,
isn't.
well, he's gonna have a bad time. Oh, can he even 1, 2?
Yeah, he can,
No, he's
he
not
can.
even gonna try. Well, I can't
Try.
disorder myself shooting. So
oh right, yeah, I see. Yeah.
I will take a shot with this crossbowman
-4.
at this longbowman, and I'm gonna roll a 9. That's what
Don't
I'm
you do
gonna
all
do.
your moves first before
No,
doing
you-
your?
That's his part.
Okay.
You do
It's part of
it.
his moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not roll a 9. I
No.
rolled a 6, which is like a 9.
Almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but just
it's
the
pretty
wrong.
close. It's pretty
Yeah.
close.
The wrong side of it.
Yeah. I was off by 180.
So that's fine.
Math joke.
And we have Jan here. Bonsoir, Jan. Thanks for being with us.
Okay, what's the building? The building is -2 to walk into the village.
It is, but that would be going into a longbow. How about you think of going down your western flank?
So Fiona, while Stuart thinks, when you were mentioning CNC, you mean commands and colors, right? Just to check.
I'm thinking if you go around here, you can charge this longbowman with John.
Yeah, I should probably do that. Ugh. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you rotate that way? I probably didn't actually have to rotate that way because it's still front hex.
Yeah,
it is still front hex. Yeah.
Yeah. And that will get him back where I need him to be, which is having people in command.
Absolutely.
2, 3, 5. I'm thinking about the Genoese, moving them into the
I think it's good.
village.
I think moving into the village. I think also you need to push.
The village is negative DRM for him.
You have the advantage though of men. Like if you can do any chip damage, you're good.
So oops, that was not what I wanted. You're gonna
That's
go
not what you want to
2, and then that's 3, 4.
Yeah.
I think this guy can take a shot if he wants.
He can. Yeah, he's the last guy.
And I will do that, but I have a penalty
-2 because I'm in the town. As a further -1.
So that's -3 overall.
That's just -2 total. It's -1 for the town, -1 for the range.
I'm gonna still take it. I think it doesn't hurt to try.
No,
And that's
still
that's
works.
5. So that's still disorder. So that's nice.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll a hard 9 into that guy, into this longbowman here. I'm just gonna try and take a shot at him and roll a 9. All right.
Yep, almost a 9.
Almost, so close.
So close.
5 more. If you added this roll and the previous roll, it's actually more than 9.
And what is 5? 5 is not that much. I mean, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go in here. Oh, like it's -3 though.
You can move ahead one more. You got 5.
Yeah, it's just it hurts me though. Okay,
So actually,
and then we'll take a straight roll on this guy with this guy.
Yeah.
A 0.
Fantastic.
and 0 is a 0.
It is a 0.
Yeah, it is a 0. It's my D&D heart bleeds for that. Marsh is 2 on foot, so we're 1, 2. If I go into here, I'm going to provoke a shot from you.
You won't
which
be
you
able
will
to
hit
fire
because
again.
you're a jerk.
He's also out of command, so he wouldn't be able to attack.
Yeah, and he has to keep going. I'm just trying to think.
Just go straight across, I'd say.
Let's just do it. You want to take a shot at me?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot at you.
That's
with
3 moves.
That dude has been waiting for you all morning. He was looking at those Genoese crossbowmen, say like, those guys, I'm going to slap them in the face. And he doesn't.
Okay.
2 - 1 is 1, nothing.
1, and then over here. And then we're going to take a shot at...
Oh, wait. Now you're in range of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So -1.
-2 because you are shooting over your own troops.
Yeah.
So that's 5, still disordered.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, we're going to take a shot at this man-at-arms. A -1 for shooting while disordered, or -2? Let's just roll the die and see if it matters. It doesn't matter.
I think you have a -1, and it's, what is it? Yeah.
It's just F -1 is your fire modifier.
So,
okay, so now
so then we're charging.
Yep.
Oh, these guys have actually desynced, which is amazing.
Yeah, you don't really have the same orientation for both of them. You might want to.
They should have been there.
That's
Okay. I rotated and then unrotated one of them, which was impressive. Okay, so they're charging. Doot in here. That's how they charge. They go doot. In case you were wondering.
it's the Saarbrücken, the Germans of the way. So what's that charge? It's +1, then +3, so it's +4. You've moved, so it's -1.
-1.
It's through a hedge, it's -2. So it's +1 total.
1.
Yeah.
+1 total. Oh, that's so bad.
Or it's at least the charge table, so you're disordered.
I'm still disordered. Okay.
That's the silver lining there.
That's not bad.
So this is my experience in Men of Iron, is that I am great at consistently rolling low, which means I activate everyone and I achieve nothing.
I'm disordered, but I can't. I'm not retreating.
No, which is what I wanted you to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your continuation now, or you're rallying.
Yeah,
Clermont.
so rallying this guy here.
Yeah.
So what do you need to roll for?
The unhorsed men at arms didn't do anything, so he comes back to being still significantly worse than he was. And then I have to decide who to continuation. I mean, I'm gonna do the Dauphin because
There's no reason not to.
Nope.
Okay, Fred.
Yep. Interesting. So what I'm thinking now is you actually have a shot at coming behind me. What does that trench do?
The trench.
It's really bad to attack over it.
It's very, very bad to attack over it. Yeah.
-3 to attack over it.
How do I
+2 to move?
How do I dismount a stupid Mount Halberd
Costs
thingy?
2 movement to dismount.
2 movements. Yeah. Okay.
And you can do it in your movement, so you can. Because when you dismount, your movement's going to drop below 7.
Yeah. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then dismount because I'm thinking about making a line on my side here. I'm a bit worried that you are going to be able to move
That
across.
is the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
It's real bad if I get to do that. But also attacking over the trench sucks. So
I'm going to do this. And
so that's what holobars are for a lot of the time. It's just screening, I think, right?
And I'm dismounting him.
Now he's a crossbowman.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a crossbowman.
So he is.
Ah, wait a minute.
It's almost like there are crossbowmen in the English as well.
So I don't want to do that. I want to dismount him where I can shoot at someone. So I'm going to put him here instead. And dismount. And change my orientation. And I'm going to move it clockwise to be perfectly nice. So now as part of my movement, I can fire at your crossbowman.
Yep. So 0.
So it's a 0.
Yep.
So 7.
Yeah, I think he's disordered.
Nice.
Very good. He can't return fire because he's a crossbowman. And that's great. And who else do you want to move? Do you want to move your dismounted man at arms up there? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to move him here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rotate clockwise. Then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I pick him up? No, probably not, right?
If he starts his turn, he'll be able to activate him there. Yeah. So
okay.
You can't pick him up, though. No, you can't pick him up.
So I'm going to keep him here and then have 6. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Do I leave a hole for now?
Yeah, I'm seeing a pretty deep side here on the left.
I'm a bit worried to leave a hole like this here. I'm going to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to dismount. Can I remount afterwards?
You can remount,
yeah. So for now, I think I'm
just the same movement, doesn't it? It's 2 movement to remount.
Yes. He's unhorsed.
Well, can you dismount mounted men at arms? Actually,
oh yeah, sorry. That's not what I wanted to do.
You can only hovelars dismount.
Oh, can you not?
I don't think you can dismount men at arms.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I didn't think you could.
No, you're probably right. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna keep those guys in range, but ready to.
I think you can dismount.
Intervene.
No, it wouldn't make sense to be able to dismount. No.
So I'm gonna stay like this. I think I'm happy with this, and I think that would be it for that activation. And then for my continuation is gonna be William of Salisbury. So my question for William of Salisbury is, can one of my unit move across a hex that contains other units?
No.
Or I have to move around? No. Okay.
Mounted men-at-arms can move over an archer or a longbow, but they have to roll on the trampled units. Otherwise, you can't stack anything.
Okay. So
I don't think I've ever done.
I've never done that either.
Because longbowmen are just better than men at arms. So why would you do it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Then I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just
Did
taking
you
shots
roll?
is good.
Did you roll your continuity? I missed it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
Yeah, I
too
need
busy
to roll my
making fun of,
continuity, so I need to do
Smash
3 or
Bros.
less. Do you want to use one of your seizure counters or not?
No. My seizure counters aren't very good.
And I succeeded in my continuity. The thing is that I just want to remove that
Disorder.
Yeah, that
I don't think you
disorder.
can when you're adjacent to an enemy unit.
You can't, no. And you can't move out of the way. So,
So he has to stay. He cannot move away.
yep, that's right.
You could
It
shoot at me
sucks.
with one of the other archers and get me to run away.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot with him first.
When I first played this, I thought you could still flip them when they were in melee, and let me tell you, the gameplay is really different.
Very slow. Yeah, yeah.
It's very slow, and longbowmen are really good.
So I have a +1 because I only have a distance of 2.
Yep, that's good. And you're not firing over someone because it's
So 3, 4. So nothing.
nothing.
That sucks.
So you can't move him either. You can't make him
On a
turn his
4,
hex.
I'm
Really
mounted
short.
and disordered. Am I disordered? Oh, he's not disordered.
No, he's not.
No, that's good. I just assume they are when they're in melee with archers. Like it's like
Such insane odds. That's almost 50%.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing is
Particularly if
that
you shoot them when they're point blank. It's
and
really
if he has to retreat and has no pass for retreating, does he get retired straight away?
he gets eliminated.
Eliminated. Yeah.
No. Okay, because I'm thinking, and if I move behind him, that can be a bit of a risk. He will have no
Okay.
option.
Okay.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's really bad if that happens to you.
It's not too bad, but it's a bit annoying. Okay, so I'm not really
I mean, I don't
sure.
feel bad for you at all.
They'd be permanently retired at that point.
So this one did what he had to do.
You could just end your activation.
But I can still
Yeah,
fire
that'd be
with
fine.
him
Just-
on him and fire with him on him.
No,
You could.
you don't have
But
to.
I'm in the game of not bullying Stuart. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
Team Crossboys.
Team Crossboys.
I should do like a hand signal, but I don't have one.
Actually, I think I'm
I do
gonna
have
move this one back, move this one in,
a tiny crossbowman.
Oh,
and
that's
then he's gonna fire the crossbow
don't.
at +1.
Yeah, that sounds
So that's
like
9. Oh, that sounds bad. 9.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
So how many points does that give me?
So crossbowman is 2 points.
Nice. Oh,
More
track.
points in general on this one than in Infidel. Most things in Infidel are 1 point.
Yeah, I noticed that. Although I was playing Antioch, the men at arms are 2. It was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna fire at him. He's gonna have a +1 too, and that's 8. So
So he's disordered. You can't do worse than disordering them when they're ordered and you're shooting.
Yeah.
good. And
Which is the
this
one thing I
is-
like about archery in this game.
And this is my activation for.
You know, this guy who's disordered can still shoot me even if he can't become ordered.
Yeah.
Oh,
he should.
yeah, that's true. And I should probably
As
shoot
he
at him.
should. Yeah, as he should.
So you get +2 for point blank and then -1 because you're disordered.
If he shoots though, Stuart can countercharge.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to give him the counter charge. Yeah. So what I would do is I would try to activate Thomas of Warwick, unless you want to seize the initiative.
No, I don't think I have a seizure counter that's better than you not rolling.
And it does work because even with -1, I'm still at 3, so that's
Yep.
nice.
Absolutely insane.
And I'm thinking about slightly moving to the
Moving
right.
forward.
No, moving to the right. My column of
Oh, Jesus.
of
Come on, Fred.
of dudes. So this is gonna move here. 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 And this is going to move here.
Okay. Interesting.
And now he's in range of 2, so that's a +1.
Yep.
That's 3.
That's 3.
Oh, 3, so that's a -1.
Yeah.
But it's still an 8, so that's enough.
God. So he's disordered.
He's just flailing around on the ground in that hex for 2 turns.
This guy, he's
Ah.
moved 1 hex. He didn't even get to
He didn't.
gloriously charge. He just got his horse shot out from under.
Really is just all on hope, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Well, I guess I'm gonna try to activate William again.
Okay.
But this time I have a -2, so I need to roll a 0 or 1. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Perfect. Everything going to plan. Nice. So this firing at him.
So if I seizure counter and I fail, he gets to activate again, right?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
still,
so it
he
doesn't-
still,
it doesn't
he
seem
still
very
has to
good.
roll. He still has to roll. And
Okay.
get
Yeah.
the roll.
So I fire
Okay,
at.
so he still has to roll, so he doesn't get
Yeah,
doesn't switch back to a free
It's
activation.
not a free activation, yeah.
Okay, because that makes it a lot less punishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do some shooting at my poor guy.
Yeah,
here.
this one is gonna fire at him.
Yeah. So you're +1.
That's
Insane.
nothing.
Okay, good. Yeah.
This one is firing at him.
It does 10.
Yeah.
At +1. Nothing.
Fine.
No, I see it's not too bad. And this one is firing at him.
Yeah, it's fine.
7 + 1,
I think
8.
he's
I
retired.
think he's eliminated
He's
at
dead,
8.
yeah.
7. Yeah, he's eliminated.
So I'm gonna go.
Oh, I think they're eliminated anyway because they don't retire in this scenario, don't they?
They don't retire.
And
Crossbows.
that's
Yeah.
two other points.
This
Yep.
anti-crossbow propaganda, we cannot stand for it.
Do I want to move?
I would say I did something to fight it, but I didn't actually write about it in my book. So.
And I'm stuck with this. Yeah, that's a bit annoying.
Oh, it's so annoying, Fred.
So annoying.
I feel so
So
bad
annoying.
for you.
Sucks.
Okay.
It's tragic.
I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
Then I
You
can
roll
try to activate Edward, but I will have to roll
a 1.
a 1 or a 0 to succeed.
Yeah.
Do you want to counter? Do you want to seize?
I'm just gonna keep seeing how far this train can go.
Oh, or you know what? Actually, no. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass and bring time down to 17
Jesus Christ.
God.
and put a bit of
I'm running out
pressure
of
on
time
him.
here.
Single bead of sweat.
Ooh.
Okay, so free activation on your part, Stuart.
Yeah, we're gonna do Saarbrücken because things are
Yeah.
going really badly.
You got
So
it.
yeah, to your point, Fiona, this is definitely it. I'm just waiting behind the hedge, and I'm just trying to tire him as much as I can. The French, but the thing is that for now there are not too many of them, but it's gonna get worse.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get some mounted men-at-arms disordered by Frenchies, right?
I think that's the best idea.
Yeah, that's the winning play. If I don't move, does he get to reaction fire?
No.
Okay. So Sean II will not move. He's just gonna stay there and hopefully kill this one guy
Absolutely.
as a Pyrrhic feeling. And a Pyrrhic would imply I actually win the battle. Which is not what it's looking like so far. Okay.
You get good bonuses for him, but yeah. I think it's all about how you use these two mounted men at arms. Whether you want to swing back around or whether.
I think I want to swing back around. I made him stick up this annoying wall. And I don't particularly want to charge into that because that's a bad time.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to be charging.
Very good.
You get to choose if you want a reaction into me there.
And I can. So I'm gonna react.
Yeah, just dismount him. That's fine.
Fire with him.
Really fun, weren't it?
So I have a -1. That's a 0 -1. Nothing happens.
Okay, very good.
That's what we love. That's what we love to hear, Fred.
Maybe move him. Okay, yeah, no.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe you can reaction fire with him.
Yep. And this one, I will have a +1 this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 6. And I don't think that anything happens at 6.
Disordered.
I think I'm disordered.
Disordered. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, but I can still charge as disordered, so I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that, but I've made my peace with that. Okay.
You cannot charge if you're disordered.
Okay, can I at least finish my move?
You can finish your movement. Yeah.
1,
yeah,
2, 3, 4. So we're gonna move into here.
Yeah, you haven't finished your movement, so that's good. Yeah.
We'll go in there.
Cool. Great. So, and I assume you're not going to be firing with those.
Yeah, I think the crossbowmen are just gonna try and recover, and then
Yeah.
next turn Fred will disorder them all again.
Okay, so you're two
And
shots.
it'll be like a lovely little comedy bit.
your 2 shocks and your charge. So maybe do your charge first because that's quite fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. So, well, we resolve the like million that I'm rolling into this guy here.
Yeah, so you're not attacking both as well. You're just attacking one because Johan is attacking the other.
Yeah, so John attacks into here, but he is. We are outnumbering him, and we are attacking from multiple flanks.
Yeah.
Which, from memory, gives me some pretty good modifiers.
It's certainly
Yeah.
does.
So, what am I normally?
But it means that you'll still have to roll against him after.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do. I can do them in any order I want, right? I don't have to do the charge first.
You can do them in any order. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do John the second first.
Yeah,
to this poor sap because that'll make me feel the most good
Absolutely.
about how
So
this is going.
+5 already because he's a longbowman and he's disordered. So that's
and I'm -1 over the hedge, -2 over the hedge.
-2 over the hedge. So you're on +3.
So I'm +3, and then I outnumber more.
Yeah, so you have another +1.
Yeah. And I am attacking through 2 or more sides. No, 1 or more. Yeah, 2 or more front and side.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, because this one has to attack him. This one has to attack him, right? So
we can only make 1 attack on any given unit.
Okay.
So everyone adds up to because they have to attack both of these. So this guy has to attack here and here.
Okay.
This guy has to attack here and here.
Yeah.
So we all
so you are doing 2 or more sides, roll, which is insane.
So that's +4.
+4.
And I'm 2. I outnumber by 2. So that's +6.
Yep.
So I'm +10 -2. I'm +8.
Yep, that sounds right. So let's see if you can just about.
I get a 15. I think I kill him and I advance and continue attacking.
You continue.
I think he's dead. Yeah. So should I put him at delete or wait a minute?
Delete. Yeah. Delete him,
and that's 2 points for you.
That is 2 points. Yeah.
So he has to move. Come on, both of you move. And then he gets. Is there a?
So because he's rolled so high
at the end.
Yeah. Because he's rolled so well, he gets to continue the attack, and this is how you can fold up lines again and again. So do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to resolve the other stuff then?
Is there a marker for continue attack? There should be.
There is. Wait, are you?
Because it inflicts a penalty as well.
Yeah. No, there isn't. So we'll just remember how many you've had. It's a -1 penalty.
Yeah, it will become -1 for your nest. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's -1. So anyway, we'll do the charge into this longbowman.
Yeah.
So, what am I +2? I'm +4, -2 for the hedge.
That's right.
It's +2, but I'm on the charge table, which is nice. I get a 2 on the charge, which is both of us are disordered.
That's pretty good, to be fair.
Is it though?
With your continued attack, it is. Because you can change your vertices by 1 with a successful charge. With a successful continued attack. So, yeah, your other guy attacking this longbowman?
Yeah. So then, so he's -2 for being disordered. He's just straight roll, right? He's -2 for being disordered, -2 over the hedge.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus the 4, yeah. So we're just straight roll. 5 on the shock is no result.
No result, yeah. So you might.
I can rotate 1 vertices. I want to rotate both of you together when I advance.
That's right.
And we're going to continue to attack into this longbowman.
Very good.
So now.
This is only attacking through 1 flank.
Yeah, but I am attacking through a flank, which is +2.
+2, yeah. Another
attacking units through the defender's flank, yeah.
Another +3.
So you're +7. So I'm +7.
And -1
so I'm +6.
Yeah.
Is a 6. You're disordered. It retires you.
So, and where do I retire with him?
I think to the wagons in this. Is that where they retire?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so he will go here, and we have his status as retired.
Okay, and that's +1, and you have to go into that hex.
Yeah. And then I have to advance into that hex.
As in, that's 1 more for the game track. Yeah.
So I go into there, and I'll keep those vertices.
Fantastic. That's a good turn.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then I get to see if I can continue, or if I can decide if you want. Then these undisrupt.
Yeah, you rally them. Yeah.
Undisrupt, rally. It's all a bit the same. Okay, and then you can decide if you want to use a seizure counter.
So
I killed 1 unit, So I'm,
Pretty dangerous.
Oh, and then these are trampled. Do we have a trampled hedge thing?
We do not have a trampled hedge hex.
Yeah, I would remember that. Yeah, this. Yeah, we need to
It's
remember
like
that
a
from
pile
here.
of counters for it in the try
Yeah.
pack
Yeah,
for this
it's-
one battle where it comes
It's
up.
very weird. Yeah.
It's. I
Trying to find
think there is a marker for the trample hex. Wait, give me a minute.
Is there?
Yeah. Yeah. Hedge gone.
Amazing.
I'm gonna rotate it so.
Yeah. Okay, Stuart, who are you going to activate next?
We're gonna try for the Dauphin.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Very,
Okay.
very good.
Oh, I completely forgot that there is a mounted men-at-arms in this
No.
unit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nailing it. I'm pretty sure he is out of command.
It's
Yeah, he's out of
5.
command.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That was intentional. I was keeping him in reserve. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I did think he was part of the Dauphin's troop battle.
Yeah, I just absolutely. Swamp is 2, we said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And village is 2 as well for foot.
Village is 2 for foot, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just triple checking.
1, 2.
Yeah, it's 2 for foot. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I don't really want to make this easier for you to shoot all my guys to death, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is good. You've got more of a wave coming, and he's lost a couple of his longbows on this flank.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
So I'm just gonna do a reaction fire here.
Yeah.
So he's gonna fire at him.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
So
be +2
it's
overall.
-2, yeah, because of the buildings. So 7s.
So yeah, nothing happens. Yeah.
Oh, Duke d'Orléans, you are so hard to activate. Are you gonna? So you get to choose if you want a seizure.
I'm gonna let you try to activate for Philippe.
Can't wait to see what your seizure counters are, guys.
Unrelated to that, what's treachery mean?
So you disorder at the beginning of your activation 1 unit from your opponent.
Or at the beginning of the opponent's activation as well.
Oh, at the beginning of my activation, I can use it.
You can.
That would have been useful to have used. I mean, I don't have that. That's fine. Okay, so I can activate Philip on a 0 or a 1.
Yeah.
Can I choose to try and activate Sauerbruck instead, or do I have to activate everyone first?
What do you mean?
Can I activate the first guy activated again, or do I have to activate everyone and then try again?
Nope, you can activate the first guy you activated. Yeah.
Okay, because he's about as likely. He's actually more likely to go because I need a -1, so I need a 0, 1, or 2.
Yeah.
Try that. Nope.
Okay. So back to me, and I'm activating Edward of Wales.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's gonna charge. He's gonna charge like a bastard. So he's moving here, ready to charge, and I'm declaring that I'm gonna charge with him.
Okay, good.
And then what will I do? What's his range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if he does this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everyone will still be in range. So that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what he's gonna do. I think that he's gonna move uphill. 1, 2, 3, just in case.
Yeah.
He's gonna move here. So that's pretty much it. And I'm actually wondering if I should attempt just to. How much does it cost me to go across this?
2, I think, for the ditch.
Yeah, it's 2.
Because I could actually charge
Cross the ditch.
your crossbow on the edge.
I think I still do get to reaction fire as a crossbowman, right? If he walks into my terrible range.
But I'm
I
not.
think
I'm
get
not gonna.
return fire.
I'm not gonna walk into your
That's
into your arc though.
Fine.
I'm actually tempted to go back and start. But that might be stupid. Yeah. Anyway, I declared the charge with him. I'm gonna fire on him.
So rude. So
Actually, it's gonna be
0.
here. So that's 0, 3. Nothing happens, and then that's it. And then I'm gonna do my charge with him against him.
Okay, so you move him up close,
Yep.
and you are attacking from a flank, so that's +2.
Yep.
It's a man at arms on a man at arms, so it's +0. But you are a commander. We forgot to do this for you, I think, Stuart.
Yeah.
A commander, so we would have retroactively had a +1 on that longbow result, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was trashed anyway. So it was,
I think
instead of
the
15,
commander's
he
only
would have
for
rolled a
The
16.
unit
so-
he's on, isn't it? I think it's only for his unit. The commander.
What do you mean?
The +1, isn't that only for the unit that Edward is actually
Yeah, but you
on?
charge with him against you, so you should have an additional +1.
But I don't actually have a +1. I'm a +0. I'm a shitty commander.
No. So it's,
I get +1 for being a commander normally. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
For being commander, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I just think of the +1 that Edward Wales also gets for being
I see.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
So what's my modifier overall? Plus.
you
+2,
get plus
0, +1. So +3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm -2. It's -2 for my armor.
So just a +1 on the charge table.
Yeah.
That's a 2 on the charge table. That's a 3. That's probably not good.
both disordered.
That's great.
Love it.
That's great for you.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good for you. Okay.
Is that you?
Now I'm gonna try to activate William of
I'm going to try
Salisbury.
and seize.
Yes, there we go.
So
you
what
have
are
to
you playing?
reveal it. You have to
So-
reveal it.
So you have to
For
roll
some
0
reason, when
to
I
5.
right click, it shows
Yeah.
face down when it's.
I see.
I'm trying to
I
flip
see,
it
I
face
see.
up.
So you still need to
Okay.
roll between 0 and 5 to seize the opportunity.
This is my good seize.
You can do this. You can do
Oh,
this.
maybe it's not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There we go.
And then I delete it? No, we just leave it over there. Okay.
Just
There's
leave
no
it
delete
over, yeah.
option.
No, just leave it open.
Okay, so we're gonna do my buddy's. Ooh, well,
Are you going to do something?
am I? Probably.
I think you have to. Yeah.
I think I have to. Okay, so let's see. So we have to do Sarboken. We're gonna try and remember to move this guy into command at the end of this. That's one of the goals.
Yeah. We can move.
Oh, I
him
can
out.
move him
Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah,
If he moves
yeah.
into command, can he charge?
He can.
So I can go 1, 2, 3, and I'm in command.
He is in command. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to start in command.
No, it's just he can't attack or move adjacent to an enemy when he's out of command. But
Okay,
as soon as
so-
he's within 5 hexes, he is in command.
Okay.
And it works through adjacencies as well. So if you can make a string
That's
of
right.
units
Yeah.
of the same battle.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a very intelligently held reserve there.
yeah, it was very clever on my part.
It was
and
very smart.
100% deliberate.
Yeah.
That was a very.
Genius.
That was what I was about, and that's what I decided to do.
So, well, yeah. What are you? Where are you going to move your crossbows? I think that's the key here.
That is the
Right.
key, isn't it?
How are you going to use them?
Oh, I forgot something. I was so stupid.
I think the real key is how are you going to use Clermont.
Oh, I mean that he's clutched the whole operation. You know, it's his time to shine. He's embarrassed himself enough.
Attacking this fella with Clermont would give.
Yeah,
a
that's
plus
kind of
4.
my plan. Is to just move him in here, and then you can decide if you want to shoot at me.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot in close range.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
seems like a pretty good idea.
and close range
Plus
is
2.
+2, right? Yeah.
And Agincourt it's +3 because what the longbows needed to do
Oh
was.
god,
do
I rolled a
better.
0. I rolled a 0, so you're good. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
victory is mine, Fred. It's
Come-
mine.
Coming up, Stuart.
All right. We are gonna move this crossbowman forward and take a shot at this dismounted men at arms, and we're just gonna roll one of them hot 5+s. Yes.
Very nice.
So we're gonna disorder him.
Just what you want after a
Just
charge.
what I want. And then
What is this?
over
declaration
here
do?
is Yeah, he's. Ooh, I mean, attacking Edward of Wales is always a good call.
Always, because he's disordered.
Yeah. On the flip side, killing this guy with a multi-pronged attack is really tempting.
May I make a suggestion?
Always. My trusted advisor, Pierre.
You have a crossbowman here, and Edwards of Wales is here. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that you could bring him all the way here, shoot him, and hopefully you can countercharge, and then bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Then he would have to charge. Well, yeah. Then he would have to. He'd have a bad time, wouldn't he?
He would have a very bad time.
So we're gonna go 1, 2, and there's no hedge here, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire at you though.
Yeah.
With
That's
him.
fine.
That's fine. Who cares about the fire?
And yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah, he gets disordered,
Yeah,
buddy.
he gets disordered. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
it's
worry
3
about it.
plus
Two plus
1.
It's 5 because you're +2
Oh
now.
yeah, +2. Yeah. Okay.
And now we're gonna shoot. We're gonna shoot Edward of Wales.
Longbows are bullshit.
I get +2 because I am now a point blank crossbow, which is
That's right.
as good as a point blank.
And
longbow
-1 from being a
transaction.
disorder.
And -1 for being disordered, and we're just
Yeah.
gonna roll a hot 9
Ooh,
or a 6. 6 is spicy.
6 is very nice.
That's
He's
a
retired.
retire.
So,
Oh, God.
I believe that means that you roll on the leader table, right? Sorry. No, you do not roll on the
No,
leader
I have to
table.
roll
It's
9 or
only-
better to check on the death,
It's
or if
only
he's
a shock and
eliminated.
charge.
So what happens with Edward of Wales then?
Does he move? He moves to the next nearest to a nearby
He moves,
unit.
yeah, he moves to the next nearest unit.
Okay.
So, and that's 1 point on your flight points.
Yep.
Okay.
Oof, that's bad.
So that's made a decision for what to do with this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna stay there. We're gonna let this guy sit and return to good order.
Yeah. Has this guy
He's
shot?
not- He is not shot. I think he's just gonna shoot that longbowman because that
Yeah.
longbowman can't shoot him back.
Absolutely.
And so we're gonna shoot. I get as a straight roll. That's good. That's a disorder.
Very nice. I mean, it's turning around.
Yeah.
It's definitely turning around.
And then so at the end of the movement, I'm charging in here.
Yeah. Okay, so now we do your shocks. You
Yeah.
have 1 shock here and here.
Yeah, let's do that shock first. So I am -2 for the hedge.
Minus
So I'm
2 for being
+3.
disordered.
I'm +1. Haven't I?
So minus
Plus
2
3
from hedge, minus 2 from being disordered. So that's -4. +2 from longbow, +3. You're right. Yeah, you're plus.
Yeah.
You're
So
+1.
I'm +1.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do. So that'll kill him. And
That.
That's a
So-
continued attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna advance into there. I think I turn my vertex because even though I'm attacking twice, I have a much better
And that
chance of
keeps
actually
him-
hurting that Howler.
Absolutely.
That gives him 2 points on the flight track,
Yeah.
right?
That does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got This is nice.
So
Very nice.
now we're gonna do. Oh, okay? So we'll do the charge now into him. So I'm -1 for dismounted into dismounted men at arms, -1 for him just having -1, -2 for the hedge, -4, +4 for attacking from 2 sides.
Yeah. Correct.
So 0, and then I outnumber him, so I'm +2.
That's correct.
Oof.
Ugh,
Oh.
2 on the charge table, but he is disordered.
He's disordered. Defender
He's retired. I'm disordered.
The
No.
defender retires?
Not terrible, not great.
Yeah. I mean, it means that you don't have a -1 for this guy's attack, I guess.
Yeah.
So he moves forward because he has
Yeah.
to.
And I'm
to-
going to clone this and
So-
paste it here.
So you've got these 2 to do now. Oops, these 2.
And I could choose his vertex for which way I want him to provide support.
You can, yeah.
I think I want him to.
be. Yeah, he won't be shocking though, will he?
Oh yeah, he won't be shocking, so it won't really matter.
No.
So he'll
It
just stay
doesn't-
that way.
Yeah. Sure.
Into the longbowmen. Unhorsed men at arms functions as men at arms.
Unhorsed do not.
No, he's
function as
separate.
men at arms.
Into
Yeah.
into longbowman, he's only +1.
Yeah, they're awful.
So he's a straight roll. Straight roll.
Yes.
At 8.
Okay.
So he is disordered and retreats 1 hex.
Who are you
Yeah.
attacking him?
Sorry. Here and here.
Ah, okay. So disorder and retreat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he goes to
And
there.
we'll
That's
crush
good.
some more beneath our feet.
Very nice. And then
And
you've got one
then-
final one here.
Yeah. So what's
that's-
under here again?
So minus
Minus
2,
Minus
So
two,
that's
that's not good,
minus 3.
minus 4 because you're disordered.
Because I'm just minus 5 because I'm disordered.
But wait, no. So it's minus 2 because it's dismounted man at arms. Minus 2 because you're disordered, and then plus 1 because you're Salvador.
Yeah,
So
and then it's
you're
minus
3.
minus 1 because I'm a mounted man at arms attacking a dismounted man at arms.
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah.
Dismounted men at arms, way better in this one. So I'm minus 1 straight roll. We just did all that. This is men at arms at its finest, everybody. This is what it's like.
It's minus 3.
Let's just roll and see if it matters.
Yeah, you're minus
it doesn't.
3. Okay.
So I retreat 1 hex. That's not good. Oh no, I can retreat.
You're already disordered, so it's fine.
But do I have to retreat 1 hex if I roll the 1? And because the bottom of that is that I retreat. Can I retreat this way?
Oh yes, you can retreat there. Yeah, you're right.
So we go. Whoop.
So you have suffered a disordered combat result, which means that you have to roll on the leader casualties in shock or charge table, right?
Ooh, that does sound bad for me.
So you want to roll a 6 or below.
Yeah. Okay.
7. Oh,
There we go. That's fine.
He lives another day. Great. So that's that turn done, and that was very good. Oh no, you've got a continued attack.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be exciting. So let's do the one that I'm happy about first, which is into this holler.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm attacking into his flank. I'm a mounted man at arms into a dismounted hobbler, which I think is just a crossbowman, right? He's a crossbowman. So I'm plus
2.
Plus 4, minus 2 because I'm disordered.
Yeah, and that's it. So it's plus 2.
Yeah. So
oh, that's good.
Oh,
Oh, God.
he's disordered and retreats 1 hex.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's just have a bad time.
Yeah. So you will be moving into that hex. Oh no,
Well, I have to roll against him. So I'm minus 4 here.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so I retreat 1 hex.
Over the hedge, though. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and that hedge is gone.
Insane. Okay, great. So that's that turn. So you rolling continuation, I assume, on the Dauphin.
Yeah, on the Dauphin, always. Unless Fred wants to cease.
And you have to roll. Oh yeah.
0, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. 0, 1, 2, or 3.
40% chance.
I will do a seize opportunity.
Cancel
So
it.
on 0.6. Can you cancel it?
No, what do I have to do to cancel it?
You have a seizure counter.
Seizure, seizure negation.
Oh, I don't have a season negation.
Okay, then you're fine.
Or do I? No, I don't.
And that was close. I succeeded in activating it. So that's nice.
That was very close. So who are you activating with that?
I'm activating Edward of Wales.
Okay.
Can I do something to rally this guy?
So you would have to activate the standard, which means that he rallies. Everyone around the standard rallies, but
but I don't have a stand. Oh, so this counts as a standard.
For Poitiers, that's your standard.
Okay, so if I activate this, I could try all of those,
and then it's
they would all
Stuart's
rally,
turn
but
again.
that's the only thing you would do.
And you can't continue. There's no continuation.
So I could activate Edwards and then activate the standard.
No, standard.
No, so it would be okay.
Must
The
be
only
start of
thing
the
you do
turn.
is
And
that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for Edwards.
it's a bummer.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a sort of
that's-
Hail Mary play, but yeah.
That's pretty tough. I'm going to do something bold.
Yeah, it's
One,
you've lined
two.
them up. Ooh, okay, that's very bold. You've got the perfect counter charge here, though.
So that's nice. Then I'm going just to move here.
Yeah. There's no hedge there on your right as well, so that's very good for you.
Yeah.
Nice. And the Hobbler?
Oh,
or you get
Can I shoot at that guy for walking into my range?
You can, yeah. Reaction fire,
I'm-
absolutely.
+1 net. Nope. Nope.
Okay,
Crossbows, they're just not as good.
they really aren't.
Why would anyone care about crossbows? That's the question.
They're not a very interesting subject, I find. Like longbows are so much more interesting.
Definitely. That's why there's so many more books about longbows when you get right down to it.
Yeah, and yet there's still a lot more to say about them.
I know, right? Like versus like who would write this? Like what would they be thinking?
So he's gonna fire it at him. Distance of 2, I have a -1, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I stopped paying attention to the game. What?
So 5-4, I think nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Yeah, no effect.
And then I'll declare that charge. And he's charging here.
Okay, that's really painful. That's great. Okay, so now you've got 3 different things to resolve. Which one?
And I'm going to do the charge first.
Okay, so that's a lot of numbers.
Yes. So
arms against crossbows +2, +1 because it's here,
+3,
and another +2.
So +5 overall.
That's right, because of the hex side. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's 8 + 5, so that's 13 in the.
That's defender disordered, retreat 1 hex.
And continue attack.
And continued attack.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was a charge, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good hex to retreat into.
Yeah. So then and I have to come in here.
You have to come in here. You can change the vertex by 1 if you want. I don't think you do.
No, I don't want to. I'm going to do that. And then my continued attack is going to be actually against.
The continued attack is the last attack.
Yeah, it comes after your shocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we do all your attacks, and then you do all your continued attacks, and then you might end up doing all of your continued attacks, which is always when things get exciting.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do first is, he's going to attack him.
Yep. So that is a DM versus +2, another +2,
+4,
and it's +1 because you outnumber him. So +5.
+5.
Bad times.
So that's a 9.
That should be killed and continued attack.
Defender eliminated, continue attack.
Yeah.
It should be a continued attack counter, but
that's going to be.
It's one of the more important counters, I think.
That's
really,
two,
it really is.
That's 2 for me, right?
That's right, 2 for you.
Yep.
I would have put it in before I put the charge in, honestly.
Honestly, it's the only miscellaneous counter I use.
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna
use
move in
retired
here.
and
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, retired. Yeah.
Oh, and I will. If he does a continued attack, does it mean that I will potentially have to fight those 2?
Correct. You can change your vertex to fight either of them. So I would just keep it and just fight this one.
Yeah, I think it's probably for the best. So now he has to do his shock here.
That's right.
And there is no hedge here anymore. So that's there is nothing. So that's you have 0.
It's a straight +0, +1 because it's Edward of Wales, and then another +1 because he is commanding a unit.
So +2.
Yep.
And that's 5.
No, for a disorder, that is a result. That's defender retired.
Yeah, defender retired.
So that's kind of bad that happened there. You would have wanted the
that's the thing. So I should have oriented myself.
So that's the little quirks of the system and a little bit of sort of squeeze every last inch of tactical play you can out of it.
And for retired, that's 1 point, right?
That's 1 point, no matter what it is. Yeah. So you've got one last thing to do here, which you need to move Edward over here.
Oh yeah, he has 2 rats.
And then your continued attack here over a hedge.
So that's
that's -1, -3.
-3, yeah. And it's continuous attack, so it's -4.
That's right. So it's straight -4.
So that's 3.
Not that bad. No result.
No result.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Disordered, no result.
Okay, that's great. That's really good for you.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And then he gets back to normal. Okay.
Fantastic.
So that's that. So then my continuation would be William of Salisbury.
Yep.
So it's going to be 3 or less, and that's a fail. So it's back to you, Stuart.
Okay. Now, who do we do is the question. I think we do the Dauphin.
I think we do. Sorry, I think you do.
Yeah, it's fine. Fred knows by now.
I mean, look at this. Very nice attack.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just...
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, take that
to activate the Dauphin, I activate treachery.
Which one? I believe it has to be in the Dauphin's battle.
Yeah, and I will.
You can disorder this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So technically, you should have done that at the start of the battle.
Oh, but yeah.
So
yeah, because then you would have it done it differently. Yeah.
Because not only that, but he has 3 movement when he's.
Yeah, but the thing is that if I do this, he can always do it with someone else. If I do it at the beginning.
So if you can do it to him, but then I'll just, he'll go. This guy will go.
So think about who you want to choose.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3,
So
4.
I think I'm still going to use treachery, and probably makes more sense to do it on him.
Okay, cool. So then, we can move him back.
Yeah.
So he'll go back here. I think you do get a shot at him. It is at -3.
Yep. -1.
-3, 2, -1, so you're good.
Okay.
Crossbows, everybody. Gosh. I know. This game is just telling me that I'm a fraud. That's the lesson.
Yeah. Richard Berg knew what he was talking about. Come on.
Oh, God, I know, right?
We missed Joe Klein. He dropped in and left.
That's just like him.
He stayed.
He saw a great
seconds.
game and he just ran away.
Yeah.
Classic Joe.
Okay.
Okay. I think we go.
I'm thinking all the way around.
1, 2,
there
3,
we go. Great
4.
minds, man. Great minds.
I think we put Charles in now. 1, 2, 3.
I think it's insane, but that's fine. Yeah, sure.
Go for broke, man.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I'm not Fred. I'm not wussing out.
I came out.
Standing back using my long bows.
I came out. I think I
remember you only have 5 hexes they can be within. And you don't want to stuff up your front line too much by placing things behind them. So it's all about.
I don't know if I really want to go very much further forward.
Where do you think your line will crumble? So where do you think you'll have holes?
Oh, everywhere. It will crumble everywhere, Pierre. That's how it goes. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And then these guys, I mean, they're just kind of having a bit of a. I like 1, 2, 3, 4 in there.
I like
being in the town.
I think it's honestly very good. Yeah. So I think the town in the modern era is now a farm. I tried to look it up on Google Maps.
Attacking dismounted men-at-arms and dismounted men-at-arms over the hedge feels bad.
It really does.
So we have a question from Cornelie asking if we are using the original rules or the rules from the tri-pack, and I think we're using the rules from the tri-pack.
Well, using the rules from the tri-pack, and the rules from the tri-pack are available on the BGG page. They do add a few things like seizure counters, things like that, and I think they do tweak a few things. In the back, there's the changes from the original edition, and half of it is all Men of Iron changes. I don't know if you can see that. This is like the changes from the original edition of Men of Iron, and it's a lot of different things. It's mostly pretty small quirks, so you can play with the original box and you're not losing much.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do this. This will be this. This is fine. We're happy with this. He said optimistically. We're not very happy with this.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Okay, so let's do here and here to start with.
So that's
I'm going to dismount a men-at-arms into a mounted men-at-arms. So that's 0.
+4.
-2. Then I'm +4. So I'm +2.
Yep,
2. I'm up 1 on him. So I'm +3.
+3. Yep, +3.
Oh, jeez.
You need to be better at this game, man.
I'm very bad at roll good dice.
that old game.
The problem is, right, my calibration is off, right? So rolling those continuity rolls is usually that would have been great.
That puts you at disorder, right? Attack disorder. Yeah.
I just put that at disorder.
Yeah. Only one of them needs to be disordered when there are 2. Okay, so do you want to do this big fella attacking that guy?
Into here. So what are we? I can't see who's under Wales. So -1. So I'm just
a straight -1.
-2 because I'm outnumbered. -1.
You are not outnumbered because Charles is here as well.
Yeah, so I'm -1.
Yep. Nice.
There we go.
More like it. Nice.
That's better.
That is obviously a defend disordered retreat 1 hex. You also have to do a leader casualty because your leader has suffered a disordered, retired, or eliminated shock or charge combat results. So you want to roll a 6 or below to survive.
Oh,
Edward, the
God.
Prince of Wales, dies.
Oh God, that's really bad. How
He
many
should have
points
does
is
he have a
that?
replacement?
This guy goes here.
You should
I
highlight
think-
him to replace.
Yeah, highlight and replace.
Okay.
Because you have a worse leader.
So I highlight units and
Oh
then...
no, you just
Oh,
right
just-
click and
oh, no.
replace. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he
how
has a
That's
many,
sword.
five for a leader.
Yes, it's 5. Is it 5 for a leader? 5 for a king being eliminated.
Okay.
Overall commander is 3, and he was an overall commander.
Okay.
So that's 8. Okay.
Yeah, and 2 for just a normal battle leader.
Okay. That's good. We like
I
that.
mean, that's his best general.
Yeah,
So
that's
here-
really bad.
Yep.
So my leader, I am.
This guy needs to go here.
Oh yeah. No, because he's in here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So here, I'm just
So-
the hedge is gone, so I'm -2.
And that's it.
I don't know
Plus
any
1
number.
because Charles the
Oh, yeah.
Dauphin to be minus
So
1.
-1. 7, I think, is
Nice.
just disordered. Yeah.
Yes,
No,
it is.
defender disordered. Okay, we like that. That was good.
That's really
Good
good.
job, future Charles V. We're very happy with that.
Impressive. Charles Quint. Love him.
Yeah, that is not what you're famous for. So
He's famous for surviving this battle, isn't he?
yeah, I think that's and then being very good at arts and politics much later in his
Absolutely.
life. Not so much winning wars. Okay, so now we're gonna try and continuity into Saarbrücken, unless Fred wants to interrupt me.
No, I don't. I need to ask you something for a friend, Pierre.
Yep.
What does the battle cry seizure counter does?
give me a second. The battle cry rallies 1 friendly retired unit at the start of any activation.
Okay.
So that's quite.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on retiring anything else. Yeah.
I failed my continuity, so it's all you.
It's all me. Good.
The important thing is we killed the Crown Prince, and that means that this is a victory, regardless of any further outcome.
I mean, you've stopped the chevauchée, haven't you? So
yeah, you've already. It feels like you've already won.
I mean, now who's going to be king? John of Gaunt? Jesus.
That would suck.
There's somebody between them, isn't there?
So I think I'm gonna do the battle
Clarence.
cry. So this one is gonna become active again.
Ugh, -3 mounted men at arms. These guys are jerks.
didn't the Black Prince bring back like the massive ruby on the crown jewels as well?
Oh, that does sound right. Yeah, this would be when he would have done it.
Yeah.
Because he pillaged a bunch of the south of France, which is one of the only times that they ever got involved in the war. Because he goes almost as far as Nice. He goes very far.
Yeah, he goes
Can I disengage with him?
You are engaged with an enemy unit.
Oh, so I'm stuck.
So that's an optional rule.
Yeah, I think in original Men of Iron you can pay an extra movement to disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we
And
played
then-
it in our last.
That's what we did. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
go
mandatory from Arquebus, but it's not in.
Yeah.
It's optional in. Or is it
So,
mandatory in Blood and Roses as well?
Because I will do this, so that would be
I think it is more interesting.
It is more interesting. Yeah.
1, 2, 3 actually, because I'm also moving 1 elevation.
Yeah.
Yep.
4.
He's moving backwards.
Yes.
And
And 5, 6. I'm gonna change the orientation afterwards.
Changing the orientation is free. It doesn't cost any movement.
Yeah.
points.
So that's
Just
gonna
as a
be. So that's gonna cost me 6 overall.
Yep.
Do I want to go that far back? Probably not. I'm really close to actually just giving up.
Really?
That's what we like to hear, Fred.
Oh.
We're approaching the 2-hour mark. You can just forfeit. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's true.
You can ask us what we think about the game. You know, we can have a lovely little chat.
Oh, wait a minute.
And I can
This-
open my
this-
little board game tracking app and I can put it down as a win.
This edge is also
BG stats.
Ah, yeah.
BG stats.
perfect. So what I would do
I'm
now
1-1 with Fred. I gotta fix that.
is move this here.
Oh.
And I'm going to declare a charge.
Oof. Counter charge. I love it. On who? Who you declare charge? Right. Yeah. You just declare it, don't you?
Yeah, I just declared it. I'm just wondering if there is. Yeah, there is nothing else I can do.
No, that looks good.
So that's pretty much it.
So
I could have moved the crossbows.
yeah,
up.
do you want to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna move this here.
And do you maybe want to change this guy's orientation as well?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna first change the orientation of this guy.
You don't have to change his orientation. That would mean he wouldn't become undisordered. But
I don't want to change the orientation because I want him to
rally. Yeah.
To rally at the end. But he's gonna fire at him.
He can't
He
fire.
can't because he's a crossbow.
Crossbows.
Oh
They're
god,
bad.
it
They're
sucks
bad.
so much.
It's a bad weapon for.
Just as
for
an
bad.
explanation, longbows can fire above friendly units. Crossbows cannot.
Anyway, so I'm gonna do my charge first, and he's gonna move.
Everyone knows you can't aim a crossbow above 30
You can't.
degrees.
Yeah, it's like pigs.
The bolt just falls right off. It's one of those things.
He's gonna charge at him.
Okay.
Charge at
How does
both,
counter charging work? I don't really remember.
You are both disordered, so you can't counter charge. But counter charging basically works like a charge, but you have to roll for it.
Yeah. And you're not even in the right orientation, I think.
No, none of my guys are right. Okay.
This guy is, but he can't.
Yeah.
He's disordered.
Yeah.
User.
So combats, shocks. So you've got 2 shocks here, 1 and 1.
First, I resolve the charge, right?
You resolve the charge on both. Yeah, on both.
Okay, so I'm going to charge here first.
No hedge. It's a +2 because you're against a flank.
Yeah.
You are outnumbered on him, so it's a -1. So it's just a +1 so far, and it's -1 because he has a defensive -1. There's a straight roll, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
You've also moved and charged in the same thing, so it's another -1.
So it's -1, but I am disordered.
So that's 5 on the combat result table, and I think that's enough. Defender retired.
Defender eliminated, right?
Isn't it?
It's a charge.
Yeah, disordered on charge. Yeah, he's eliminated. Continue attack.
Eliminated. Continue attack. Yeah.
So I have to roll to see if my commander dies.
You do.
He dies.
Nice.
Oh, John, no.
So 1 for the retired and 3 for the leader dying.
Yes, that's right.
He can go on any one I want, right?
He can go on anyone you want. Yeah. So that's 2 for the battle leader dying. He got 3 because it was your overall commander. So if King Jean dies, he's no commander. He's also
so that's only 2. So I'm going to decrease you.
5 overall because he killed the mounted men at arms as well.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't count this.
It wasn't a retire. It was a kill. Yeah, I said retire, but it wasn't. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Where were you? You were at 7, so you should be at 12. Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Good.
Okay.
And
so now
and
your other charge.
45.
Yeah.
So that's there is a hedge there. So it's -2, -3, -4 total. -5 because you were outnumbered when it first happened.
and that's bad. So I'm just disordered, right?
You're disordered, but you still continue attack. Is that right?
Yeah, he still has to continue attacking.
So you'll still get another hit on this guy afterwards. But first, you have to continue this shock.
Yeah. So he's gonna attack him and attack him, right?
So he's disordered. So he'll have a straight -2 at the start of his turn, as at the start of the attack, and then another -2 against this guy.
So I think there's still a hedge here as well. If he goes,
there is still a hedge there. So it's minus.
There's no hedge there, but there is one there.
Yeah. So let's do this one first at -2.
Okay.
Yeah. Minus
that's 5.
4 because he's disordered and I'm -2.
You're completely right. Yeah, you're completely right. So that's -4. So
that would be a 3 on a non-disordered unit. So that's going to be attacker disordered, but I am already disordered.
Yeah. So
that's fine. So then you do the other one. That's -2 from the hedge, -2 from being disordered, and -1 from mounted man at arms. So -5.
And that's 1. So not great.
You retreat.
You retreat 1 hex.
Nice. That's actually pretty good. I'm happy with that.
So now you do your continuation charge into here.
Is it just a shock on its continuous attack, or is it still a charge?
It's still a charge, but I have a -1.
It's just a shock. So
it's just a shock. Okay.
Yeah, it's a continuation. So we did this wrong in our game as well, Fred. But it is just a shock.
So You
Judge
are over a
Brad.
hedge there, aren't you?
You
Yeah,
are
so
over
I
hedge.
6, -2, 4, -1, 3, -1, 2.
You're disordered -2.
Yeah, so that's
But
0.
disordered -3, -5, shouldn't you be?
Yeah, so I should retreat, but I cannot, so I guess he dies.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's eliminated.
Oof.
So that's 3
I mean,
for me.
you killed a general there. He charged in, managed to kill the general, or Jean de Saarbrücken, but then the troop gets eliminated in a poor retreat.
And then he gets back to non-disordered. But yeah, and I think that at this point I'm gonna give up. I don't think I can come back from that.
Yeah, sure, yeah. That was a very good initial defense, though.
Yeah, the beginning went well, but I think at some point where
It's
you have
really where the longbowman got killed here. I think that was where
and all the edges started collapsing, and yeah, losing the Prince of Wales was.
This was a slight advantage I had because I played this before, and what I remembered from my game is that this is kind of the bit to push on.
Yeah.
This is horrible. Oops.
Yeah, that's the thing I was wondering. So when I started moving them on the right, oh shit, this was like this, and
yeah,
this,
messing
this.
them up.
I was realizing that maybe I should even have been even more aggressive in moving some of the longbowmen on the right.
Yeah, I think
because I was thinking
pushing them out.
With the push that you were doing on that side, I felt like there was, for you to start posing a threat here, it would have taken 2 activations from Philippe d'Orléans to actually do something about it. But yeah. So we have a bit of time just for a quick debrief because we're at the 2-hour mark and I would like to stop pretty soon. So what I would like to ask is, maybe you used to work from a historical perspective, what do you think the system is doing well at depicting the actual history of the battle?
I think it does well at this kind of waves. Like the French kind of have to just keep smashing into it and try and form a break somewhere. And I think it is interesting because you didn't push out and attack, but there's a big debate in the battle about whether the English actually did push out and do a counterattack or not, where some sources kind of indicate that in between one of the waves, they might have actually advanced and attacked and then reformed their line, versus others believe that they just were static and let the French attack them. So I think that's very interesting. I think one of the things I like about it as well, though, is that if you read in the kind of the book, Berg is very open about what he isn't sure about. Like there's a whole kind of, are the hedges, do they actually work this way, is kind of open for debate. And he highlights that, and that's one of the things I like.
And he says that as a wargame designer.
Yeah, optional rules.
Yeah. He has to pick a side, doesn't he?
Yeah. You can use them and they can alter the interpretation of the battle. Like, do we play with Orléans as likely to retreat or less likely to retreat? And I think that makes for a very interesting exploration of the fight. God, longbows are really good in this.
Yeah.
I will say, so I've ranted about archery in this game a bit on my blog already, but I think one of the things I do really like about it is I like the way it disorders very often. Yeah. Because that is really what you would have used archery for, is to make troops disordered. What I don't like is how good it is at killing people.
It just shouldn't be able to, I think.
When you shoot against disordered units, you have such a high rate, particularly if your longbows at like point blank range.
Yeah.
Do you think it would make sense that they're should they retire only, or
I don't think they should be able to eliminate at all, because you would get, people would die to missile fire in this, but like each little counter represents however many 100 troops, and you were never going to wipe out an entire squadron. Basically, you would kill a few, but you would disorder and then potentially retire. But I think primarily their tool is to disorder and then to close with your melee and crush them. Then is what you would use, or to disrupt their charge, and then once they're stuck against you and they're disordered and you are in good order, then you hit them with your melee. And that's kind of how you used missile weapons. Also, crossbows are just like punishingly bad, which feels really unfair.
Yeah,
because they're not really that different.
The thing I like about the system is sort of what we saw in that last 20 minutes, where you can really see how the little stories are told, with sort of losing the Prince of Wales and his sort of being pushed back and then trying to rejoin the front line with a dismounted men at arms, but being completely slaughtered. I really like that. I think that's really interesting how it can sort of tell that sort of story. I think that's one of my favorite things with the system as a whole.
I do think it's one of the things that works really well solitaire is when you still get all those stories, because so much of it is in like you put together a great attack and then you roll like 3 zeros in a row and it completely collapses.
Yeah.
Which I think can be very frustrating, particularly if you're playing it very intensely. Like playing it kind of casually like we are, it's good fun. But like if you were trying to take this really seriously, I think the fact that it's like single D10 rolls could be really swingy. Not necessarily like a game. I think you could play this really competitively if you wanted to, but I think it can be very aggravating. But it can also create great moments where you can succeed dramatically or have like a great string of luck. Like I played Bannockburn on my own a little while ago, and Robert the Bruce rolled like 3 9s in a row, and he killed the unit, continues attacked, killed the unit, continues attacked. And like those moments are great, and they're very hard to predict because it comes down to the dice. But it can also be punishing when you just like, I rolled zeros for 4 turns in a row or something. You know, that can be really aggravating.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. The thing that I would really like us to do is when there is this expansion for commands and colors on the Crusades, just to compare the two systems, because I there is something that's I actually really like this system. I think it's really interesting. It does a lot with not too many rules, but it still has there is a thick layer of historical detail and exploring the battle. I think it's super interesting, but I still feel like for me, and that's like a pure a matter of taste, I still think that for a battle like this, it feels a bit slow, and sometimes I would like the whole flow of being more dynamic, because you always have to go through the combat modifiers, the minutiae of the movement, like orientation and everything. And I think it kills a bit the flow and the dynamic of it, where I think that actually Command and Colors is doing a great job at being very very nervous. Like it feels like a stupid, aggressive a battle, like very medieval in the sense it's really raw and it moves fast. And I think that something is a bit lost here, but still I'm super impressed by the system overall, like how much stuff there is in there, but still it could flow faster. I don't know how.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I don't love the retired as a thing in it. I kind of get what it's trying to do, because you do get battles in this period where, you know, troops are forced back and then they rally and they come back and they charge again, and it's quite decisive. But at the same time, I think we didn't really play even longer, but like it can get to this point where like once you start having to rally these troops and they come back, it feels like it's dragging a game on longer than it needs to. Like whenever I rally, I'm always like, oh, but now the game is going to keep going. And like I feel like we've hit the sweet spot where it's like, this should be done. I don't think it knows when it should end as well. I will say, so for a slightly lighter, not very light, but like a little bit lighter and a little bit faster, I quite like Hollenspiel's Shields and Swords. I have Great Heathen Army, which is quite good, and that it's very much like built with Men of Iron in mind.
I really need to try that.
But it's a really interesting, and it's if you're kind of looking for a bit more entry level, it is a bit more stripped down. Even still, I think the manual is only like 10 pages. For Great Heathen Army anyway, and it doesn't have retirement, and you can't restore Disordered. So like when you take hits, they hurt. You know, you have to kind of live with that consequence for the rest of the fight. And I also think it fixes this one we kind of had it where, you know, I never activated Jean II. He just sits at the back, which in fairness to Poitiers is kind of how the battle actually went. But it's a thing that happens a lot of Men of Iron with many battles, is that you do this thing where we're just activating the same couple of battles and we're duking it out with them, and the ones at the back just sit there. And I think Short Shields and Swords activation system kind of fixes that. And some battles aren't as bad for this as others, but like this one, we have quite low command ratings. So it's very hard to get a lot of the battles into the fight, when I'm much more tempted to just activate these two I have that are in the front lines rather than pulling more up from behind. So that can be a little bit grating at times. But overall, I like it, and I like how much there is of it. Really helps that there's like a lot of interesting battles, and each one feels different, which is really important. It could feel really repetitive, but they feel distinct.
They do, and with the sort of getting the waves and some battles just never getting involved. Blood and Roses and Archivus both use the sort of overall army activation system, where you activate the entire army. No one can do any shock or charge or missile, but you can move every battle.
And that's interesting.
That gets everyone a bit closer. So it's but like I mean the problem
you have that in Arsuf and Infidel has that for the Crusaders, which is really interesting. You can march the whole army as one, but they don't.
And that feels better, but it's still the problem's still there.
But anyway, I want to play this Hohenspiel system, so we'll have to talk about it and see if we can find a battle that could also match with a battle in Men of Iron, the series, that could be interesting. But we'll have to close it here. We'll have the debrief about the game anyway at the end of the month, because we record the podcast. I expect that both you, Pierre, and you, Stuart, will take part in that discussion for the debrief podcast for Le Club de Jeu at the end of the month. It was nice having both of you here. It was very fun. So thanks again for taking the time. And I would say to everyone who was here, asking questions and being engaged, thanks for being here tonight. Have a great evening, and see you soon. I don't know what the next video would be, but yeah, we'll see. Probably something that I recorded with David Thompson. So we'll see. Great. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. And